Performing Arts Center out in DeKalb County, but woke up, was not feeling quite well, and what prompted you had a? You say you had a physical the next day. Physical showed what?
Annual physical showed everything good. Checked my heart, checked everything, did blood work. Basically told me, hey, for someone in their middle 40s, you look like you're someone in their early 30s.
Mm-hmm.
But as men, when we go get our annual physical, we have to request taking a urine sample. They don't automatically do that now.
Right.
So I went home that day and went to sleep and caught a high fever. It broke around 3 o'clock that morning, and I said, you know, something's not right, so I'm going back. And I went back and said, you know, you checked my blood, but you didn't check my urine. Let's do a urine sample. But once I did a urine sample and they saw the color of it, they didn't even examine it. They just saw the color. And they said, you're going downstairs to the emergency room. And from there on, I was in the hospital. I was in ICU for 40 days.
And tell us what they found when the urine was so clouded, discolored. What did they tell you?
Well, they told me that I was having kidney and liver failure. And so from the results of the urine and then the blood work, it was telling me that, you know, certain things weren't matching, they were declining. They went through several weeks of really trying to figure out which one is actually failing, the kidney or the liver, because they both were failing at the same time. And then at some point, they made, at a crucial point, they made a decision to say, you need to be put on the transplant list.
Okay. Did they tell what was the cause of the failure? Did they, well, there's a causal connection going on?
Well, you know, there's so many causes when it comes to liver and kidney failure. It could be your diet, it could be, you know, consumption of alcohol. For me, it really wasn't any of those. Mine was more acute. It wasn't hereditary from family or anything like that.
Right.
It just hit me. And then once it happened, you know, you're faced with the thought of, how am I going to survive this? And then when you do survive it, what are you going to do after that?
Okay, so you're 40 days, 40 nights in ICU, and then they tell you got to get on the transplant list.
They
talk
tell
about
me
that process.
They tell me at a time where it was very crucial. It was pretty much touch and go. That we need to put you on the transplant list. And when you think about being on the transplant list, you think about being on that list for years, depending on the availability of a matching organ for you. And it got to the point to where I was blessed enough to, once they put me on the transplant list, I actually received my organ within 36 hours.
Tell us what prompted you to be able, because usually it is a process, it is a wait. You can imagine kidney disease, which is exacerbated by diabetes, many other things. Renal failure is pervasive and prevalent in our community. How did you
get on there so fast?
So fast.
Well, you know, with kidneys, you know, you've seen people on dialysis and they've been on there for 8 to 10 years waiting on a match. With the liver, it's a little different. It really depends on how high your MEL score. And a MEL score that's in critical condition is around the number 40. Most people that are having liver issues are around 9 to 17. Well, my MEL score was a 38, so I got moved to the top of the list. And as soon as I registered to be an organ donor and signed the paperwork, you know, within 36 hours, I was heading to surgery.
And so for kidney and liver, obviously, someone gave up a liver.
Right.
A kidney you can do without, you can only have one because there's two.
Right.
But somebody gave up life for a liver. Were you able, obviously, in most instances you never meet who the donor is.
Right, and you're exactly right. With a liver, that means that if you receive one, someone passed away within 24 to 36 hours.
Right.
So that family is grieving from that death. So the option that we have is we can write a letter to the family, but we have to wait 1 year. And then it's up to that family to say if they want to respond, if they just want to just move forward. And I'm hoping that they will respond because now I'm at 1 year. So the letter that I wrote 6 months ago is now being delivered to that family.
Wow.
And I want to make sure that, you know, my mission and assignment has changed. So I still support the arts, I still promote the arts, that's my job. But just like you said earlier with the caller, this is my calling, this is my assignment. And so I want to make sure that I educate, inspire, and enlighten people about the importance of registering to be an organ donor.
All right, you're doing that through a play. Tell us about the play. When is it? Where is it? How people connect to it? A film.
Right. We're partnering with Donate Life and the 100 Black Men of DeKalb County, and we're showing the film The Wish. It's going to be this Wednesday, November 4th at 7 p.m. This is a free screening. You can invite your family. You can invite your friends. This is really for a worthy cause. It's a great film, and it's a film about a school teacher who's in need of a kidney transplant, and how the school and the community kind of rally behind her and support her for this. But it's also about educating people on the importance, especially our people, on the importance of really registering to be an organ donor.
All right, and how give people all the information, where they need to be, what time, who should be there, who would you like to see in the audience, Dave?
I would love to see families. I would love to see young people from the age 16 and up. I would like to see the ages from 16 to 70 in that building, so that we can start having a conversation, because once we show the film, we're going to have the actors and actresses that are in the film to have a little panel discussion. We're also going to have someone there from Donate Life to actually register people to sign up to be an organ donor. It takes 2 minutes to do it, or you can go to their site and do it. But we're going to have an educated conversation. We're going to show the film, talk about it, and really try to enlighten what is going on in our area, and really change the perception of why people are not registered to be an organ donor, but our people need one.
I give us all the time, place, where people need to be, all of that one more time.
The film is The Wish. It's going to be showing at the Porter Sanford Performing Arts Center, which is 3181 Rainbow Drive, Decatur, Georgia. It's going to start at 7 o'clock. This event is free. The parking is free. There is no cost to you, but to come out to be enlightened, informed, and entertained by a great film.
What is your letter going to say to that family?
My letter went out to them to basically just say thank you, and thank you to the person that was generous enough, caring enough to register to be an organ donor. It's because of that person I was able to celebrate my kid's birthday. I was able to celebrate Christmas with my family. I was able to celebrate getting married to my new wife. And now I'm able to stand on a platform and share with people the importance of being an organ donor, and also celebrate this person as soon as I find out who it is. Because I want to make sure that for the rest of my life, I pay respect to someone who's given me the gift of life.
What is your prognosis? What happens now? Usually on anti-rejection drug, and you go through a cycle, and then, you know, they tell you it's kind of all good now.
Well, we're 1 year in, and I actually have my annual doctor visit next Wednesday, right before the film. And so we're going to see, you know, where I am with the liver, but we're also going to pay attention to the kidneys too, because the kidneys were failing, and they're still at a very low percentage. And so I'm prayerful. I'm excited about the opportunity to just make an impact. You know, it's not about, for me, it's not about being successful at the Port of Sanford. It's about being significant. And I can use this platform, use my contact to really educate people to say, let's get involved. Because when I go to these classrooms and support groups, I don't see a lot of people that look like us. But when you look at the report, 60% of us are in need, and 21 of us are dying every day waiting.
All right, give them the phone number, website, where they need to be one more time for next Wednesday.
Just come on down to the Port of Sanford Performing Arts Center next Wednesday, November 4th at 7 p.m. The address is 3181 Rainbow Drive, Decatur, Georgia. The film is going to start at 7 o'clock on the dot. The parking is free. The film is free. You can invite your family. We want you to come out, enjoy the film, and also stay for conversation and meet the actors and actresses that are in the film, and then go back and tell family members how important it is to be educated.
Thank you, my brother.
Thank you.
We praying for total healing. We know that God can do more than we ever hope, wish for, according to the faith that operates within us. So
that's right.
We're praying for you, brother.
Thank you for all you do in the community, bro.
We don't have a choice. All right, we'll take a break. We'll be back in a moment. Let me go see what my people done dropped off. They dropped me some food off of